Okay, it's going out. The flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning, St. Louis. It is Tuesday morning. That means it's time for the Kirk Schilling Extravaganza, at least until we find something better. It is an interesting time. We are in week, I believe it's 197 of this quarantine. I'm not quite sure at this point. And everything has changed. So right now, I am coming to you live from Schilling, my home office here. So the lighting's a little goofy. Nothing would really help this face anyway. Papa Bear is in there, and he is in there in Arnold right now. So we're doing this remotely. I think in Wayne's World too, didn't they have to broadcast remotely from a van? I always make jokes about Wayne's World with this because it's so much fun for me. I think we're like having to do remotely from a van or something like that. Okay, cool. We were having a little bit of glitchiness earlier. It looks like we have one of our first guests logged in, ready to go. So let's talk real quick. Let's see what's going on in the world. We're all locked inside. We got stuff going on. The weather's beautiful, however, and there's no sports going on right now. So that means that the Blues are still, in fact, Stanley Cup champions. You know, what the heck? I figured I'd wear that. If I would have been a little more productive this morning, I was going to do this from outside so that you can see how beautiful it is. But if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen how we worked on this 80s puzzle last night, and we couldn't stop. So we just kept going until we got finished. So I don't know what time it was we went to bed. But anyway, we got two awesome guests on today. First off is hold on, Jerry. Can you see me, Jerry? Okay, cool. Hold on one second. All right. First off, we got Mr. Jerry. You can't hear me. Can you hear me now? This is fun. We're having glitchy issues. And then after Jerry, we are going to have Mr. I should say Dr. Ryan Hukin from Excelsior Chiropractic. So we're working on the sound with Jerry. Jerry is on the screen right now. Can you hear me now, Jerry? Papa, we may need a little more volume, possibly. Can you hear me now, Jerry? Jerry's giving me the I can't hear you. All right, we're working on it. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Is your sound up? We're working on it. We're working on it. Isn't this fun? So Jerry Conlon and I are good friends from the Northwest Chamber of Commerce. We'll just give it a little lead in here. We're going to talk a little bit about Heartland Insurance and what he does as a broker. You got me now? There he is! Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Jerry Conlon. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Kirk. How are you?
Yeah, we're a little bit goofy here. We're doing remote to remote, but thank you for coming on this morning.
Oh, my pleasure.
And we're a little delayed. I love it. It's almost like we're doing a newscast here. So, first things first, Jerry. How long have you been in the dance industry? No, I'm kidding. Let's talk a little bit about about Heartland Insurance, what you do there, as well as who you're looking to reach out to, who you're looking to talk to, who you're looking to connect with. And then maybe we can dive into a little bit about what you and I talked about yesterday with where we are in today's present world when it comes to insurance.
Yeah, well, Heartland Insurance is a full-service independent insurance broker. What we do is we work with individuals as well as businesses for their insurance needs. So we do homeowners and auto, and also umbrella coverages for individuals. But we also work with businesses on their general liability, workers' compensation, and other types of coverages that they may need. Some new ones are like cyber liability coverage and employee practices liability. So there's some exposures there that I do work with my customers on. So this company's been here, this agency has been here since 2003, and I've been here since, I think, 2010. So, yeah.
You're kind of an old hand when it comes to insurance, then.
Well, yeah, I for the longest time, I sold health insurance going back into the 80s. So I remember $500 deductible plans. But
what?
I kind of changed my gears here, because of the Affordable Care Act, which wasn't affordable and they didn't care. So I went another direction.
Nice, well played. So you not only do individual work, you also do stuff for small companies as well.
Right, exactly. And I like doing that because my dad was a small business owner, so I kind of got a feel for, what people go through when they have to make payroll every week. Hopefully there's something left over for the owner, but not always. You know how that is.
Right. I actually just heard a story yesterday with how owners, sometimes people like to jump on owners' businesses and stuff like that, but owner of a company who hasn't been taking much out, and he had to shut his business down right now, and there's nothing for him to literally claim that he's been taking out of the business, so there's nothing for him as far as unemployment goes or anything like that.
That's a shame, but you're right. And when I talk with owners and they get in a situation like that, it's always, I have accountants and people that I work with, and usually their advice is pay yourself something, even if it's $10. It's something that you can fall back on. So, and that, it's not unusual in this day and age that you see, people going without paychecks in a small business. And my experience says that, the first 3 years in a small business, the guy's head's down trying to make a living. and then after that, maybe he can see over the horizon just a little bit. So.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So tell me. Let's have some fun here. Let's hear
Right.
Let's hear a strange, whether it was a claim you helped somebody through. I mean, you're not a claims agent,
Yeah.
but a claim that happened, or a funny meeting, something like that. That's just
Sure.
out of the ordinary, weird story.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tie it into something that we were talking about yesterday, Kurt, with regard to business and insurance. Had a customer, still have the customer. He owns a snack shop, a bakery. He owns a bakery in St. Anne, and last year he had the unfortunate accident of someone drove through his front window of the building, and yeah. So the claim was a big, huge claim. Now, we weren't covering the building because he rented the building, but the business interruption insurance did kick in for that. You know, I've had people ask me about business interruption with regard to the SBA loans that the government is allowing small businesses to get. And they do ask about business interruption, and it's really not that relevant because it doesn't cover coronavirus, but it does cover like fire and flood, that kind of thing. But I tell them, I said, make the claim. There's no reason you shouldn't make the claim and see what the insurance company does, either deny it or accept the claim. So that's kind of how you have to go about it.
Exactly, yeah. I think there's a lot of rules that are getting kind of changed on the fly right now.
No doubt.
With everything that's going on. So there's no telling exactly. And I'm not ignoring you by looking over here. I'm looking at the other screen, and I dropped in Heartland Insurance on the feed so people know how to get a hold of you. We should probably put your email and your phone number up there too. I've only emailed you 7 times in the last. My problem is I keep typing on the wrong keyboard. Oh goodness!
Well, we can't fix that now.
No, and honestly, it's Papa Bear's the glue that keeps this train rolling. I'm the goofball that they let conduct this ship, and there's no telling where we're going here. That's for sure. All right, let's talk about a feel good. I want to hear a feel good story out of you.
Okay. I have 2 clients that we helped as far as workers' compensation. There's 2 things about workers' comp. Is number 1, the payroll, and number 2, classifying the work, making sure that the work is classified correctly. So in both cases, the work was really not classified very well at all. So what we did was we went in and reclassified the work and looked for a carrier that would fit that need, and we saved them a good amount of money by doing that.
Interesting. So, that's really cool. Yeah. Which phone number do we put out there? The work number or the mobile number?
Go ahead and put the work number out there, because then that way it can go to voicemail if I'm not here.
Perfect. I wanted to get your email and phone number out there. That way, basically, essentially, anybody that's out there that's listening that catches this feed, whether you have auto, homeowners, what else am I just lost my brain here. If you're a small business owner, workman's comp insurance, anything like that, get a hold of Jerry. He is a broker, so he doesn't work specifically for any insurance company. You go to multiple different insurance companies, get prices for them, so there's a very good chance that he can find you better rates on whatever you might be looking for.
Exactly, and right now saving money is important to a lot of people. These are trying times, needless to say. So yeah.
Definitely. I don't want to totally take away from the business. It's something that people need to know about Jerry too. Is he is a Shriner, and you want to talk about people that do a lot of great work in this this community. I mean, anything going on right now with the Shriners? Anything we need to know about? I mean, Everything's a little
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, we had to postpone. We had to postpone and reschedule the circus, which is one of our big things in town. It's going to be on October 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. 15, 16, 17, and 18. Yeah, it's still at the Family Arena, and that was one of the problems was making sure that we could coordinate with the Family Arena to get that rescheduled. So
Right.
we figured October we should be in the clear on this stuff. So
We're hopeful. We're definitely hopeful because
yeah.
I'm gonna either me or my liver's giving out if we're still locked down by October. That's there's just man.
And the other thing to know about it is that, of course, the hospital keeps going no matter what, and that's what
Right.
we're all about. The kids at the hospital and helping them orthopedically, and we also do. And a lot of people don't know this, but we do severely burned. We have 4 strategic burn units around the country, and one is outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, where we send children, and we fly them there and their families free of charge. So that's the kind of thing that the philanthropy is all about. We don't charge anybody. So
Right, and that all comes from donations. It's not like the shrines are selling things necessarily to make money. It's all donation based and stuff like that. And if you've ever driven by on 40 in St. Louis, you see the Shriners Hospital right there. What's that? It's right by Boyle, right?
Right behind Children's Hospital. Right behind
so it's
Boyle,
right. Clayton Avenue,
Boyle.
Exactly. State-of-the-art facility. Now, I don't know if you're up on any. Have they been having issues with the COVID-19 and stuff like that there at the hospital, or is everything kind of okay with them?
Not that I've heard of. One of the interesting things, and there's 5 stories to that hospital. The first 3 are what we use, okay, but for outpatient, inpatient treatment. But the top 2 floors are research, where we've partnered with WashU Medical School for research. And there's some interesting developments going on there as far as childhood arthritis and some other things that we've been seeing some advances on. But I've heard nothing about COVID. Nothing. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. No news is good news. I'm sure they're testing.
That's really good. That's really.
Yeah. I'm sure they're testing anybody with symptoms. So.
Absolutely. Hopefully so. And hopefully we don't hear anything, because if there's no news, like you said, that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. So that's something that people can definitely check out. And in October, if they're available, we got the Shrine Circus going on. Hopefully that doesn't get delayed any further, because, we don't know where we're at at this point. I'm waiting for all the arenas and things like that to have it's going to be like a double header. Like you're going to have there's going to be a concert in the morning and another concert at night or something like that. We're going to have to play doubleheader baseball games and doubleheader concerts and all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Well, I think all of us just want to get back to the normalcy that we enjoyed prior to this situation, and I think we're going to find some interesting things out down the road about this whole thing. This pandemic and how it kind of started and how it's being challenged throughout the world. So just read an article about New Zealand's got it pretty well down there. So they're pretty much over the hump. So
well, hopefully, hopefully we hear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
No, I just hopefully, following up on what you said, hopefully we get over this thing quickly, because we all need to get back to normal.
Oh, we really need to. On a lot of different fronts, for sure. I mean, that's just everything is just it's a very strange world that we're in right now. That's for sure. Hopefully everybody stays safe, and
that's one of the things that I'm pretty lucky on. We are considered to be essential in our industry. We come in under finance. But the other thing is give me a chance to see if we can save some money. That's the main thing, If we can save you some money, let me work on it and let me see what I can do for you.
Absolutely. I put your name and email as well as Heartland Insurance in the live feed. So that's something that people can go check out as they see this, because that that is funny. Sorry, I'm reading the thread here as it's going along, and Papa didn't get a chance to switch over. So it says lunch with the Missouri Black Chamber of Commerce, and Lisa Conway, who's one of the other hosts on here, goes, "These guys are white." I'm like, yeah, it's just we're going remotely here, Lisa. Give us a break.
Yeah, we're learning as we go
here to keep. Exactly, we're trying our best to keep things rolling. Okay, I'm watching. Boy, this talk about overload. I better not do this outside. I get squirreled enough by things going on that I got here, and I'll be like, "Oh, what? Oh, sorry, Jerry. What was that? A squirrel?" No. So we've got Heartland Insurance tagged in the live feed. We've got your email as well as your work phone number. So if people want to get some prices from you, they should probably get their documentation ahead of time, right, of what insurance they have, I would think. That would be the easiest way for you.
Yeah, no question. If you can get a hold of your declarations pages of your insurance, that's the easiest way, because there's a lot of information I can get off of there. Also, I'll need your dates of birth, and driver's license numbers if we're talking auto insurance. Dates of birth and driver's license. We just got to make sure that what kind of driver you are. That helps in our business. So, yeah, kind of.
Come on. But as that goes, though, because you are a broker for multiple insurance companies, even if somebody does have some marks on the record or whatever, somebody will still insure them, because there's some companies that like to, what do you call it, gamble? It's not gamble, but your rates may be higher, but they take on those higher risk.
Higher risks, yes.
Driver. Yeah.
And there's a couple of those that we have in our stable of companies. And usually it's a little bit as far as the rates go, but let's do this. Let's take a look at it in 6 months instead of waiting a full year, and kind of come back to see if we can do something different. And that's kind of what I do, how I work with folks. Just let's try something a little different here, see what happens.
Yeah, because that would matter. Because I guess they still, I don't know how this all works totally, but somebody, even if they have a poor driving record, they still have to they still have to be offered insurance by somebody, right? Because it's mandatory.
There's even a state pool, but I don't usually work with that, because again, we have some high risk companies that we work with, and the state will send you to the pool if they think that that's necessary. But like I said, it's easier to check some of the high risk companies first.
Gotcha. Makes total sense to me. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Jerry, anything else that you would like to send out across the interwebs here? Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, a couple of things, and I touched on them in the business section when I was talking about businesses. The cybersecurity has become a kind of a big deal even for small businesses. You look at if you're taking credit cards, if you're gathering information on your customers and storing it on your system, you're vulnerable to being hacked. And as a result, that can get quite expensive when you talk about notifying everybody, as well as offering, protection So what we want to do is we want to sit down and talk about that and see what your actual exposure to that is, and see if there's not a decent plan for not a whole lot of money that we can put together for you.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Makes sense totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Are you sure? What's in that coffee?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny. That's funny. Jerry, now, like we talked about before here, obviously, I want to thank you for coming on, and definitely in these fun, interesting times. I look forward, my friend, to having a drink with you again in person, because that would be me much easier. We'll definitely have you in studio once we can get back to that, because that's something that yeah, we want to have you in there. Sorry, I'm doing too much at once here. Trying to get our next guest on here. He's having issues like you were. See, so it's not just you, Jerry. So
I didn't think I was that unique.
No, it's not you. Not you at all. It's just we tried this out yesterday and it worked just fine. And then of course today everything went a little goofy, but that's all right. So anyway, Jerry, I want to again thank you so much for coming on and joining us.
My pleasure, my friend.
Because
no problem.
it was great for you to come on, and we are going to keep working here to get our next guest on. Jeez. Anyway, we might as well finish this up with you. Got to finish it up with the tagline, right?
Right. You know, after what I've said in this podcast, if you think insurance gets scary, then you need to call Jerry.
I love it. When insurance gets scary, call Jerry. Jerry, once again, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it, my friend. I owe you a drink when we get together as soon as we can. If we do it virtually, then that means that I'll just drink yours here, I guess.
Imagine that. That'll be fun.
Jerry, thanks again so much. Enjoy your day, and I will see you soon.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
You bet.
Hi, my name is Scott Owen, and I'm a retired veteran of the United States Air Force and the general manager of Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. The mission of this internet broadcast station is to bring a positive view to Ferguson, St. Louis, and the surrounding areas. Amid the current health crisis, there are a lot of you that need to get your message out but have no vehicle with which to do that. In order to help our community, I am proud to offer broadcasting services for those who reach a wide audience from the St. Louis metro area. Church services, meetings that would normally have 50 people or more, and positive messages that need to be spread to many people are just examples of the possibilities. Until 1st of May 2020, I will offer the raw services, not including editing, for free to those who need them based on my time constraints. In the meantime, I will also broadcast any changes you make to business practices, i.e. change to the drive-thru only for restaurants, closure, etc. on FergusonUSAHotTalkRadio.com to help others navigate your constantly changing environment. We will get through this. On behalf of the hosts and entire St. Louis area, let's keep our heads, stay clean, and get through this together. Thanks.
All right, I am back. That's a little tidbit from our GM, Scotty Papa Bear Owen. And I think in just a second, we are going to have Dr. Ryan Hukin on here from Excelsior Chiropractic. Excelsior Family Chiropractic. Sorry, I need to get all my words in there because that's how I am. He is working on it. Papa's getting everything moving over here. Got the website up. Well, you got, let's see. We didn't get Dr. Ryan on there. We got we got his beautiful wife and one of the twins in the shot there. Let's see here. We're working on moving some things around. Like I said, it's like we'll do the it's the Wayne's World thing. We're doing this crazy remote, crazy live here because, it is the situation of the world right now. We're working on getting Ryan on here. Just checking out here. Now, Ryan is a family chiropractor, and he just had a couple of beautiful twins a couple years ago when I met him. Let's see if we can get him on here. Trying a couple things. I love it when everything is just acting crazy. All right, it's slowly changing over, I think. Papa Bear is working on it. Thank you all for being so very patient, joining in. As we were talking about just a minute while we're waiting to get him on here, it's a beautiful spring day. If you're stuck at home, make sure you get outside for a little bit. Make a little vitamin D. That's good for your immunity, good for your health, good for your life. Working on hooking up remotely here, trying to get Chesterfield in here from Arnold or to Millstadt via Arnold or something like that. We're trying. Anyway, it's a beautiful day out there. This is a great time to, if you are stuck at home, do some family things. I put together the first puzzle I put together in a long time over the last few nights, and that's why I'm a little bit of a zombie today, because we hit that point where it was late, but it wasn't. We had to keep going until we can finish. Let's see. No audio, no video. Let's see. We are missing Ryan. Let's see. Let's go back over to... I'm dead airing it, Papa. That's terrible. We are having a few technical difficulties here getting Dr. Ryan Hukin on here from Excelsior Family Chiropractic. Let's see. I might as well tag his business in here while I am doing that. This is always fun. Not yet. Okay. Let's see here. We're trying to get things in. We got the website on there. That's cool. There's Dr. Ryan and his beautiful wife and the lovely twins. That's the website, at least, we got up there. While we're trying to get him up here. It looks like he's logged in, Pop. I don't know if you can hear me there or not. This is so much fun. Yeah, whatever. This all worked very well and very perfectly yesterday when we put this up there. Showing him logged in now, Papa. Hopefully we can get Dr. Ryan Hukin up here in just a second. But until that time, it is... Oh, wait, I see him. Can I hear him?
I think we're on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dr. Ryan Hukin from Excelsior Family Chiropractic. Welcome, Ryan. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, Kirk. Thank you so much for having us on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It seemed as though my web browser didn't like my built-in webcam, so we had to go and rob one from a different computer, and I think we're up and rolling now. So.
Excellent. You know what? It is what it is. Like I said, I always make the joke when we're on here, this is like Wayne's World. And now we're like Wayne's World when they had to do it. I swear in like Wayne's World 2 or something, they had to broadcast from a van or something like that because
yeah. Right.
So,
right.
Welcome, Dr. Ryan. Dr. Ryan from Excelsior Family Chiropractic out in Chesterfield, out in the valley, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So, we met a few years ago, and I know that it was actually, gosh, how old are the twins now?
They just hit, I guess, if you're counting by month, they're 27 months, but they're just a little over 2. So.
Gotcha. So that means we probably met right around 2 years ago because I think they had just been born when we met.
Right.
So that's easy to figure out. So Excelsior Family Chiropractic. Let's talk about that a bit. That's obviously why we have you on here, because we want to help promote your business, what you're all about, kind of who you deal with, who you're aiming to deal with, your clients that you like working with, and then kind of what sets you apart from other chiropractors in the area.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you for asking. Again, just super grateful to be on here and sharing with your audience, and just super excited to be able to share exactly what it is that we do. We are really what we call a neurologically based chiropractic facility. We focus in and we help young kiddos, pregnant moms, young families just reach their optimal health goals naturally. We don't do it with any drugs. We don't do surgeries. We don't do anything like that. We just work with what's right about people's bodies and really help them function to their greatest capacity. People come to us, and they have symptoms that are holding them back. They have things that are keeping them from being as healthy as they possibly can be. And we're just able to work with what's right about their bodies, assess their master control system, which is their brain, their spinal cord, all of those things that actually help work to help keep them really, really healthy.
Excellent, excellent. I know in speaking with you, you had said before that you actually you can do chiropractic work on basically almost newborns, correct?
Right, yeah. So you mentioned my twins. I think probably since the last time that you and I got together or met, we've actually had a third child now. And so all of my kiddos were actually checked and received their first chiropractic adjustment, just within minutes of being born. It's something that we live by. We don't only recommend this type of care for other people's families, it's what we do for our own families. So the birth process itself, there can be some twisting and pulling, and it can be quite traumatic on the kiddos, their necks, their spines, their nervous systems. And so what we do is just very, very gently, about the pressure, if you can imagine that you're checking the ripeness of a tomato for at the grocery store. We make a nice, simple correction to the bones of the spine if they're misaligned after that birth process, so that kiddos can get off to the best start possible in life.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I guess, and along that line, I mean, like you were saying, the birth process is not an easy one on mom or the babies at all. And I guess would it be different? I mean, I don't know anything about this. I'm just asking questions. But would twins, triplets, things like that, because there's more mass stuffed in that area, I guess there's more
certainly
of issues, right?
Certainly, without a doubt. So having experience in that, my wife, she's okay with this because she would say the same thing. She got much larger pregnancy-wise. There was a lot more baby with her first pregnancy, since there was, in fact, 2 kiddos in relation to her last one. But either way, whether it's 1 baby, it's 2 babies, 3 babies, 4, right? There's a song with this. It's extremely tough on mom's body. We often say around here that there's no greater time in a woman's life than the birth process pre-up pregnancy itself, where her body is under more biomechanical stress, more hormonal stress, all of those different things. And then what we really focus on is that neurological stress that comes from all of those things. And so without a doubt, it's tough on mom. It really is. And we actually can help guide her through that process, keep her comfortable. I can tell you how many times moms come to us way too early on in their pregnancy, and they're hurting. They're not feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
The number one thing that moms come to us for initially is about midway through that pregnancy, when they're experiencing a lot of low back pain, the tilt that starts to happen. And so that is something that we certainly start with and we can really help them with. But without a doubt, throughout her pregnancy, we actually see moms all the time become more comfortable the later they go into pregnancy because of the work that we do with them. And then that really sets them up for the best success possible in delivery. Right here in Chesterfield, there's a great chiropractic school. It's one of the top schools in the country. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's where I got my degree from. It's Logan Chiropractic University, and there they did research where they showed women were able to receive shorter labor times and less labor discomfort, upwards of 60% in women that received chiropractic care that didn't. And so that is a big reason as to why we're so passionate about helping not only pregnant moms, but also kiddos and just everybody live their best life possible.
Wow. Well, I guess, I mean, it makes sense. If everything's in a line and everything's not kinked up going where it's supposed to be, things would pass through easier. That's like me giving birth to a child virtually, right? You know,
Yeah, no, that's
I
good.
would need
That
a
looks
helmet.
good.
I'd probably pass out. So,
Yeah, my wife has the
You-
best analogy for it, where she talks about, you know, if a woman, her spine, if her pelvis is out of alignment, some of us, we've all been in bed with, you know, our spouse or a kiddo there sitting next to us on the bed or whatever, and if you're under the covers and someone else is on top of them, that makes it really tight and hard to move around and things like that. And so what chiropractic care does is it unleashes that torsion. It unleashes that tightness feeling that we can often have with the pregnancy when mom is out of alignment, so that baby can move around nice and freely in there, as if everybody's underneath the covers, not somebody sitting on top of them.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I have that problem too, except mine are furry. They tend to
Yeah,
just,
there you go.
roll
That's
away
awesome.
and tuck in and burrito me in somehow that way.
Right.
So let me get this straight now. There was another pregnancy. I missed that one.
I know it came and flew by. But yeah, so we have twin little girls, 2 years old, and then we just added our first son to the mix. So now we've got 2 girls and a little boy. He's a little bit over a month old. He's coming up on, I guess he's about 6 weeks old today, actually. And yeah, he's doing great. Mom's doing good. And yeah, just figuring out that zone defense. You know, 3 kids, 2 parents, it's tough.
Right. I can imagine that. Well, and now the twins are in that 2 stage, so now we're in the I got to go get into everything and go explore the world, huh?
Oh yes, and in opposite directions, right? Like they don't, they never want to do the same thing at the same time where you can corral them in. They want to be in totally opposite ends of the room, or you know, the street, if you will. We try to keep them out of there,
Right.
but they're just always running in opposite directions.
Oh, that's funny. So let's talk a little bit. Obviously, this world is in an area that we're not exactly thrilled about with the COVID-19 and the virus and things like that. So obviously, you can't do drive-through chiropractic; that would not work. But
Right.
so what's different in your world right now as far as how the virus has affected you, the business, and things of that nature?
Certainly. So with the initial mandate that was laid out by both St. Louis city and county authorities, we were deemed in the category, if you will, of essential providers. So we, from a business standpoint, are fortunate enough to remain open. Now with the Missouri State mandate as well, we are still within that category as a healthcare facility where we're taking care of people's health. Both proactively but also reactively. People come to us with aches, pains, symptoms, things that they don't want to take medications for, so they have every right to come on into the office. But with that, obviously we've put in a lot of different stipulations, if you will, different ways to keep seeing people that want to be seen, but in a very safe environment. And so certainly we're not quite seeing the same number of people that we would see in a pre-COVID era, but there will be a post-COVID era where we're back to being able to serve all the people that we were serving once they feel safe to come on out and about again. But right now, you know, things like our staff were wearing masks to maintain not only, you know, our health. It's not something we're doing out of fear, but out of love and reverence for those that we serve. We take care of people with, you know, autoimmune compromise. We take care of little babies. We take care of people even on the other spectrum of life, right? So that are in that at-risk population, but because of the major benefit that they're getting from their care, they want to continue to come in. And so we spread out our schedule book. where we're really making sure there's minimal people in the office at any given time, so that we can even have, if you will, a virtual check-in. So normally people come in, we have a mobile app on their phone, they check into the computer at the front, but this way we're taking care of that. If they want to, they can just sit in their car, give us a call, say, hey, can I come on in? And then we allow them to come in. We're following all the CDC recommendations, which, makes, I don't know what's cleaner around here, all of our tables, the doorknobs, or my lungs from breathing in all of the cleaning supplies and things. But yeah, we're taking every precaution that we can so that we can continue to serve people who are in need right now. And we certainly see that. There are a few, a lot of chiropractic offices that are able to remain open, but there's a few that have decided to forego things for at least a stint of period of time, and there's people that want to get in, and so we're actually able to continue to serve them by taking the proper precautions here in the office and make sure that we're doing that so that they can receive the care they're searching for in a safe manner.
Excellent. Now, did you do anything different as far as hours, things like that, or what's the best way if somebody is looking to reach out to you to because they have health concerns or because they have aches and pains, or they're looking to add chiropractic care into their health regimen?
Yeah, absolutely. I know you've floated around here a couple of times. Our website, there's actually a contact us link right there where people can go in. They can just reach out, message us. It actually will come directly to me, so I can hop on a phone call with them, answer any questions that we have. That is something that we're very, very proud and adamant of, is that we always like to start on a level playing field. We want to answer anybody's questions preemptively. We don't want people to, be seeking something out that they're uncertain of. So we always start with just that, a nice simple phone consultation just to make sure that we're a great fit for those and provide the service that they're actually looking for. So that's an awesome way of just hopping on, giving us a phone call, shooting us an email, anything like that, just to get the conversation started. Because again, that's just where we like to start from, to make sure that everybody is on the same page.
Gotcha. Excellent. Yeah, I just dropped the website as well as your Facebook page on the live feed so that people can find that and reach out to you. I'm guessing that at this time frame, they're not. Are they letting people into delivery rooms? Can you get in there and do the manipulation, or?
So that's a really, really great question. A lot of our moms that we take care of, that is a concern that they have. So it's actually something, we do a lot of work with some of the midwife facilities, the birthing centers, as well as a few of the actual hospital OB delivery floors and things of that nature. But it's an actually very limited visitation, if you will, right now. And so that is a real concern that a lot of the moms have, is, well, who do I get to bring in to the delivery room with me? And right now, it's pretty much just the spouse or significant other. We've had some moms that, dads, parents, families, where it's like, yeah, you can't even bring the kids. You got to get some form of child care in order that if you have older children, that they can't come visit while we're at the hospital. And so it's pretty very much so limited in that capacity, just to keep everybody safe. And so a lot of moms are, if you will, concerned about that right now. Even so much so that so our story on our second pregnancy, my wife, she actually delivered our son at home. And so we take care of a lot of moms that are opting for that as a solution. And so we have great connections, great resources with a lot of the nurse midwives around town here in St. Louis. There's a growing group of them that are able to serve moms and families in a very safe environment, to where they don't feel as though they have to go, to the hospitals that are somewhat, the places where people are having to go that are contracting this virus. And so that's a way for us to actually help and just be a resource as a place to connect people, midwives, doulas, things like that, for moms to get the care that they really desire in such an uncertain time.
Gotcha. So, kind of taking that a step further. So we've been talking a lot about newborns and, how the stress of birth itself and how you can help work on that. Now, as far as that goes, babies and things like that, I would say they tend to be a lot more pliable than I feel this morning. So you can still, even like if there is an issue, let's say because of that birthing issue, whether it's spinal or pelvic or something like that, you can still help out a couple months down the road. It just may be a little more of an ongoing process, I guess would be the word I'm looking for.
Right, exactly. Without a doubt, our best case scenario. Okay, so if I had, a way to pick, a mom and a dad would receive chiropractic care to get their spines and nervous systems aligned prior to conception. Like that's the perfect world scenario because their bodies are working really, really well. They create a baby. Mom continues to take care of her spine, her nervous system, her health throughout that pregnancy, and then day one or as soon as mom and dad are ready, we're able to get that child checked. Like that's my life's desire, if you will, for each and every family or anybody that's considering starting a family right now. But absolutely, I mean, we see kids, we see adults, we see parents, we see everyone anywhere along the spectrum as to, being 60, 70 years old and never having chiropractic care. It's just a different starting platform. If a mom, if a family, they do have a born child that they really do want to get checked for nerve interference and have their spines aligned and make sure that they're functioning at their greatest capacity, we can do that, 2 months down the road. We can do that 3 months down the road, but it's sometimes something that parents certainly will want to reach out to us preemptively to just say, hey, I don't want my child to experience X, Y, or Z, but if they are experiencing it, we can make some modifications to be as safe as an environment as possible if they were wanting to come in sooner rather than later after all of this blows over.
Quick question, literally just popped into my head. Nothing else to do but think these days. But so when I was a kid in school, I remember when stuff like that does that still happen? I don't know because I'm not in school these days. But is that something that's a spinal condition, if I remember right? And is that something that you're able to help with, or?
What was it? You cut out just a little bit. The thing you're asking about?
They were like scoliosis, I think is what it was called, scoliosis checks. We had to like bend over, and they did like all kinds of spinal. I remember
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Yes, very much so. So there's a lot of different kiddos. They want to check people preemptively again. Hey, do you have something going on where there's actually a curvature of your spine that's starting to develop, and can we get ahead of it? That's certainly something that we help a lot of kiddos with here in the office because of the neurological implications to having a crooked spine. What kind of information is your body telling your brain, and then is your brain processing down to your body if it's going through a crooked path, if you will. So perfect world, we see straight lines when we take x-rays, things like that. But if a kiddo is in fact suffering from scoliosis, or an adult, that can lead to not only aches and pains, but also very much so neurological implications of just the way that they're going to grow and develop. Can have effects on their heart, their lungs, their breathing capacity, all sorts of things. So if that's something that we could, again, get ahead of, absolutely something that we help with. That's a great question.
Excellent. So we got about a little under 5 minutes left. I'm going to kind of let you roll off the cuff here. Anything else you'd like to tell the audience about? Anything else you'd like to throw out there? Whatever you got, even if it's not related to your business. Hey, whatever.
No, sure. Only one other thing that I really wanted to make sure that we touched on. Maybe we can send these out if you've got listeners, viewers, anybody that would just like something that we're pretty excited about. I'm going to grab them here. As we call them, our pay it forward cards. I don't know if people can see those, or if we can get the link over to the website or something of the sort. But it's something that we're doing right now just to try to lift the spirits, if you will, of those around us. So on the back of this card, it says, pay it forward. No matter what you're doing today, know this. You are important, you are unique, and you are here for a reason. And so we're calling this as the hashtag EFC Impact. And we've invited all of our families, all of our people that we serve here inside of the office to actually be able to go and share these in the community. Whether it's at, the drive-through, or it's just leaving them at, a spot where people might see them to be able to pick them up and just get an uplifting message. It's very much so a concerning time for our emotional well-being right now. And no, we don't serve every person in this community, but we serve a good population of people here, and then they all have circles of life, if you will. And so we just want to start to see that ripple effect of a very positive, uplifting message inside of our community. And so this is just one way in which we're trying to spread good cheer, spread hope, spread positivity, because if you really tune in too much to the other media sources, sometimes, man, it can get dark in a hurry. And so we want to do that. What the mind, believes, the body achieves. And so we're all about that, just lifting people's spirits and just doing anything that we can to help our community here in the St. Louis area, for sure.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I really appreciate that message for a fact, and as well as we appreciate you coming on here, Dr. Ryan, spending a little time with us here today, talking about Excelsior Family Chiropractic and what's going on in your world out there. I'll talk. Let me try that in English. And we shared the link to your Facebook as well as the website on there. So if you're interested in learning more, if you want to reach out, Ryan's always up to an email or a phone call to discuss what your needs may be. And definitely, once again, I want to thank you for coming on and joining us. And maybe we'll do this again when the world is right again, actually have you in studio and things like that, and put some kind of beach scene behind you or something.
Yeah, no, that's great. We're locked in Thoracic Park right now, so we got to keep our head on a swivel. That's just a fun area that we invite the kiddos into. The studio might be safer. You never know.
Well, you never know what Papa Bear is going to throw up on a virtual screen. I'm waiting for him to pull the yellow off my wall and throw some crazy up behind me or something. Awesome. Anyway, Dr. Ryan, thank you so much once again for coming on, my friend. We look to see you soon. Definitely hook up Excelsior Family Chiropractic, Dr. Ryan Hukin. It's been a pleasure, my friend. My sir. Jeez, I do know how to speak English, I swear. We got about 1 minute left. Dr. Ryan even just mentioned it, folks. Our worlds are a little weird right now, but make sure, turn off the news for a second. Turn off social media. Go walk outside. It's bright and sunny out there. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy it. Enjoy each other. Check in on family members. It's a great time. I spent last Friday on a Zoom meeting with some buddies I haven't seen in a long time. Check in with all those people in your community. See if there's anything you can do. Definitely don't forget about our friends that are in the bar and restaurant industry that are trying to stay above water, and check out your local community. Dr. Ryan, thanks once again. Jerry Conlon, thanks for coming on today as well. We got about 30 seconds left to go till we're out of here. We'll have another couple great guests next week. Hopefully, we'll work out a few more bugs here with the direct contact to Arnold and everywhere else. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there. Take care, and we will see you next week.
Hi, my name is Scott Owen, and I'm a retired veteran of the United States Air Force and the general manager of Ferguson, USA, HotTalkRadio.com. The mission of this internet broadcast station is to bring a positive view to Ferguson, St. Louis, and the surrounding areas. Amid the current health crisis, there are a lot of you that need to get your message out but have no vehicle with which to do that. In order to help our community, I am proud to offer broadcasting services for those who reach a wide audience from the St. Louis metro area. Church services, meetings that would normally have 50 people or more, and positive messages that need to be spread to many people are just examples of the possibilities. Until 1st of May 2020, I will offer the raw services, not including editing, for free to those who need them based on my time constraints. In the meantime, I will also broadcast any changes you make to business practices, i.e. change to the drive-thru only for restaurants, closure, etc. on FergusonUSAHotTalkRadio.com to help others navigate your constantly changing environment. We will get through this. On behalf of the hosts and entire St. Louis area, let's keep our heads, stay clean, and get through this together. Thanks.